Let's talk about my top 5 mistakes that you can make in business and how to avoid them because they are going to cause a lot of headaches if you don't. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lauren Simpson and I'm helping you maximize your time and talents as a growing small business owner, so make sure to subscribe to my channel for new videos every week. The first mistake is not having separate business accounts. When you register your business, this should be one of the first things you ever do is create a business checking and a business savings account. Now later on, you might end up opening more accounts than that, and that's totally fine, but just start out with your standard checking and savings, but make sure they are classified as business accounts and they are separate from any personal accounts. Not only is this a huge headache if you start charging things out of your personal account, it also can cause a bit of an issue with the IRS down the road. If you get audited, that is not going to be a good situation. Secondly, and this kind of goes with the first one, is mixing your personal and your business stuff, mostly financially. But honestly, just don't make it hairy. Make the lines very bold and distinct that your business is your business and your personal life is your personal life. If you are looking to pay yourself through your business down the road, there are many ways that you can do this in the right way without simply just taking transactions that are run through your business and depositing them directly in your personal account. That's not the right way to do it. We're talking you want to do an owner's draw from the business to the personal, or you want to be set up as a W-2 employee of your business and get direct deposits that way to your personal account. Listen, when you mix business and pleasure, especially financially, chances are things are going to get confusing. You might miss some things that come up. You might come up short for things. And then again, if you have to report to the IRS or something like that, it's going to be just a nightmare. So just don't do it. Number 3 mistake I see is not having business insurance. So chances are pretty much every industry has a sort of insurance that you can get. Now, I can only speak from the beauty and bridal side of things when it comes to having insurance. Even before I had a brick and mortar physical studio space, I still had business insurance that I paid on every single year. For me, this protected me when working on clients because it's always a risk, honestly, when you are using makeup or hair tools or things like that around people. It's always a risk that somebody can develop a reaction or say that something happened and then come after you. Additionally, working in the wedding industry, every now and then I will have venues that we go work at that ask for proof of insurance. They need to also cover their butts, so they need all of the vendors that are working on site to have insurance. And now that I have a studio location, I have insurance on everything in there as well. So basically, if someone were to slip and fall in there, if the studio were to catch on fire and I lost everything, if somebody stole something, all of this kind of stuff is now covered through insurance, so that if something expensive goes missing, I don't have to front that cost, because honestly, all the stuff in there adds up. Ultimately, when you are servicing others, you are liable for a lot. You are working with the general public and you need to cover yourself. Mistake number 4 I see is not keeping enough money in said business account. Personally, I like to live by the rule of having 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund at all times in my business savings. This provides a really good cushion if things like a pandemic happen, if health things happen, or I'm going to be going on maternity leave for a couple months later this year. And so I don't have to worry that I can't continue to pay my expenses and pay myself while I am off and not taking on new clients. Now, like I said, this kind of covers both paying myself. It also covers any expenses of the business. So that could be rent. That could be your insurance. That could be anything that it costs to run your business on a weekly, monthly basis. 3 months minimum, 6 months is better, but somewhere in the middle, that's where I like to stay. Definitely takes some doing to build that up, and it also is easy to lose it if things like a pandemic happen or whatever it is that comes out of the blue and now you have to take from it. But just make sure that whenever you have more fruitful months or years, that you are putting some more aside whenever you can. It stinks in the process because, trust me, I also would like to take more like bonuses from my business towards my personal account and my personal life to enjoy the fruits of my labor. But when I tell you that the diligence of putting extra aside for the just in case comes in handy, it really, really does. Not to mention, if there is a venture that you want to do that costs like $5,000, $10,000, and you're like, where am I going to get that? You could take it from there. If you think it's going to pay off, you have the capital and you don't have to take out a loan. Mistake number 5 is not having the LLC formalities put into place. So this is, of course, if you are establishing yourself as an LLC from the beginning, or just you're at this point right now and you're thinking about it. Definitely check out my video on how to set up an LLC the right way if you want to do that from the start and save some money. But having an LLC is a really good idea because, again, this separates personal and business. It makes it so if somebody comes after your business, they're coming after your business. They're not coming after everything you own personally. If you don't have an LLC and these things aren't separate, they technically can come after your house, your car, everything in your life, and it's a bit scarier. Plus, setting yourself up as an LLC not only has its tax benefits, but it also just gets you ready for some major growth. Now, the things that you might not have in place are things like the operating agreement, keeping meeting minutes, and signing contracts properly. I'll admit, it's not always fun to have to keep track of things in an LLC, especially as you grow and you have other things that you'd rather focus on. But it is vitally important because, trust me, things will come up in your business. The not so fun back end things that now you have to deal with an attorney or an accountant or things like that. And it's really helpful when you have everything kind of just organized in one place and official. So did I miss any prime examples of business mistakes? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to watch that video on how to set up your LLC the right way.